When local growers put great food on Tennessee tables, that's living green. Tonight on Live Green Tennessee, we visit Granddaddy's farm for agri-tourism fun for the family. We then take a look at a home business that brews kombucha tea, and finally, we learn about living green through running. All this and more coming up next on Live Green Tennessee.
This program is brought to you in part by...
Behind every Pick Tennessee Products logo is a Tennessee farmer who brings you fresh, local food grown with the kind of pride that gets handed down through generations. From now through fall, you can find Tennessee fruits and vegetables on farms and at farmers markets near you. Find your Tennessee farmers at picktnproducts.org.
What makes our state unique? Find out on the new Tennessee Channel, a statewide initiative by your public television stations. Each program is created in Tennessee, about Tennessee, and broadcast in Tennessee.
The Tennessee Channel, Saturdays 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern and Sundays 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on your public television station.
Funding for this program is provided in part by the United States Department of Agriculture, providing leadership on food, agriculture, natural resources, and related issues based on sound public policy and efficient management.
Hello, I'm Melinda Kiefer, and I'm proud to bring you stories from across our great state on Live Green Tennessee. Granddaddy's Farm is a farm with 3 generations working together to diversify as much as possible what a farm can produce. From traditional farm crops to mums, nostalgia, education, and agritourism, this farm is helping visitors enjoy being outdoors and savoring all the good things that come from farms. WCTE's Desiree Duncan takes us to Granddaddy's Farm.
Well, for first, this is actually my great-grandfather's farm, so it is actually my grandfather's farm, and that's why we chose to name it that, because we always called it Granddaddy's, and when we started the agritourism, it just stuck with the farm. And I'm not the only one, my whole family's involved in it. Was looking at something when I was graduating high school, something else for me to be a stay on the farm, and this come up, this opportunity did, and we took off with it. And we thought it was kind of crazy at first because we're actually a row crop farm also. We grow corn, wheat, and soybeans, and we have a few head of cattle and a wholesale straw business too. And so we really didn't have the time to be adding something like this, but we decided we want to give it a go. And so we've made time and hired help, and we're making it work and enjoying it too. He would think it was crazy to begin with, and once he started seeing everyone coming out and enjoying it and actually spending money out here, he would really enjoy it. I think he'd be out in the front in the rocking chair, greeting everybody as they come in. I think he really would have enjoyed it. What our mission is to provide a good place for families to come out. We don't do anything scary or haunted, and we're just a good fall family fun place to come out, and we try to treat others the way we want to be treated, and we take care of our customers the best way we can. And we just want it to be a good place for people to come out, spend the day at an affordable price, and be happy when they leave. We've got all kinds of things from hay rides and corn maze to our new hilltop hopper to pig races. We got the animals in the barn for viewing, all kinds of things. And then we got fresh pumpkin pie being baked in the kitchen right now. We've got all kinds of things. And also we got the fall market that has all kinds of new and interesting things to decorate your house for fall. We got mums. We got great big old mums down to our smalls are not really small, but they're what we call smalls, about 15 inches in diameter. All colors. We have over 35 different varieties of mums, two-tones, daisy-looking flowers. You got every color they offer. When we go to pumpkins, we've got over 100 different varieties of gourds, pumpkins, and winter squash, and from orange to pink, purple, we got all kinds of pumpkins. You can make all kinds of things. As far as our winter squash are great to eat. We got the spaghetti squash that people love. You can use it in place of the pasta, and as a great substitute and a healthy substitute too. We got all kinds of recipes in the barn that are free that you can use with our squashes and our pumpkins to make. A lot of kids now these days, they don't have the access to a farm. They don't get to experience farm, and they're the ones that are making our laws and stuff for tomorrow, and they need to be educated on what we're doing here too, and about agriculture, and because they're making decisions that affect us. We want to have an affordable place for families to come out and enjoy themselves, and we want to get more people coming out and enjoying it, so we try to keep our prices low, reasonable, and we do the best we can on keeping it affordable. And so we try to make it to where everyone can have a great time, and everything we add is for all ages. So anyone from a 2-year-old to a 92-year-old can come out and have a great time here at Granddaddy's. Right when y'all go back to school, you need to go ahead and start thinking about booking, because we do fill up fast, and to get that good booking date that you want, the sooner you get it, the better. And we'll book you in the spring if you're ready to book in the spring. With the school tours, they do get to leave home. The patch behind me is just for them, and they go out right before they leave, get back on the bus, they pick out their special pumpkin, and we write their name on the bottom so they don't lose it, and they get to take it home with them. On the weekends, our customers can take the hayride to the pumpkin patch and cut their own pumpkin out in the big patch, and we got all sizes out in there, from big ones to little ones too, so they can find the perfect one for their family. Our school groups, for each grade level that comes, we've got a curriculum geared toward the Tennessee State curriculum, and that's the way the teachers, when they come out, they're meeting their guidelines also, and they're not just taking a fun trip, they're taking a trip that they're going to be able to check things off their list to accomplish throughout the year. When I graduated, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I wasn't real crazy about going to college. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on something I wasn't real for sure on, and this opportunity came about. We thought, well, we'll give it a chance. And through working with Palin Bartholomew in the Tennessee Department of Agriculture and Megan Brew with the Center for Profitable Agriculture, both of them, and with the workshops and the conferences that they put on, that's helped us to learn things that we couldn't other places, and through different publications they've made up, and networking with other friends and making new friends that are in the same business that we are, has kept us from having to spend money to go to school and learn things, and more hands-on and directly to the parts that we're wanting to learn about. Through the TAP, the grant funding, we are fortunate to be able to get that each year, and that's really helped us a lot, because there's things that we wouldn't have done that we are able to do through it. That's really helped us along the way, and our business wouldn't be where it is now without that funding. Also, our restrooms, was able to put them in through the funding, and that's made a big difference. It's helped our food sales also, and people are able to stay on the farm longer because they've got the restrooms too and not having to leave. Farming's more than just a job, it's a way of life, and it's something you have to enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, there's no way you can handle doing it. There's more work to be done than people can ever imagine, and if you figured out what you got paid an hour, it scares you. And but we enjoy it, and you have to enjoy it. It's in our blood, and we'll always be farming.
Kelly at Booch Tea took an honest love at first sip and turned it into a lucrative home business. This entrepreneur's work can be found in stores in Nashville, Murfreesboro, Franklin, and can be ordered online. But exactly what is kombucha tea? WCTE's Todd Gerald shows us.
My name's Kelly Snavely, and I'm the owner and operator of Booch Kombucha Tea. I started the company a couple years ago. It's really grown by word of mouth. I started making kombucha for my family about 5 years ago, keeping my family healthy. I've always been interested in health and nutrition, and my degree is actually health and exercise science. And so I've just always loved reading about health and nutrition. Kombucha originated in Russia and Asia a couple thousand years ago. Kombucha is an alive tea, and the culture that goes in the sweet tea it's a combination of yeast and bacteria, and what it does is it turns the sweet tea into a slightly effervescent, kind of a tart cider-like beverage once it's gone through the fermentation process. And it's got a lot of probiotics, antioxidants, B vitamins. It's just a really healthy elixir once the fermentation has completed. Kind of like what's in yogurt. It's good for digestion, lines your intestines, so it helps you be able to absorb the nutrients in your food and digest it properly. The culture feeds on the tea, the tannins in the tea. So once all the fermentation has completed, there's not much caffeine left in the kombucha tea, and it also feeds on the sugar in the tea, so it's no longer a sweet tea mixture anymore. When I make booch, I use a little bit larger pot to make it at home. This would be the pot that you would want to use. You want to just bring a quart of water to a boil, purified water. Once the water comes to a boil, you'll put in 1 cup of organic sugar. And you always want to use organic sugar. Don't want to use honey or agave nectar, because that can counteract the good bacteria in your culture and work against it. So you dissolve the sugar in your boiling water, and then you'll add 4 tea bags. You can use black tea or green tea. I always use black tea just because I feel like it gives it a more full flavor in your tea, and just give it a little bit of a stir, and then just let it sit covered until it's cool. And that might be just a couple hours or overnight. You always want to keep it covered to keep any kind of insects or dust out of your tea. And you just let it sit and steep. So once the tea has cooled, you'll remove the lid and just scoop out your tea bags and just set those aside. And you'll pour your cooled tea into the fermenting jar. And then you'll want to take another 2 quarts of purified water and add that to your fermenting jar. All right. So now you've got your cooled tea in your fermenting jar, and you'll need your culture of bacteria and yeast. The correct term is a SCOBY, which is a symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast. Put that into your cooled sweet tea mixture, and then you'll also need a cup of already fermented tea, kombucha tea, and add a cup to your fermenting jar. And the culture, it looks like a flat, rubbery pancake that's kind of a cream color. And you always want to put a cover on the top. You don't want to put a lid on it because it does need oxygen to ferment. So just take some kind of cloth with a tight weave and secure it with a rubber band. You don't want to use cheesecloth because the weave is too large and it'll allow gnats and dust to get in. So just something with a tight weave. The longer you let it ferment, the less sugar is in your tea after it's finished fermenting. So it is good to let it go about 12 to 14 days. Okay. So once your kombucha tea is to your liking, you'll remove the cover, and with a clean hand, you'll remove your culture and put it on a clean plate. And then you're ready to strain your fermented tea. And this cloth is actually a hops bag. I got it from All Seasons Wine and Beer Brewing store. And I just cut a piece. I found that this is the best material to strain kombucha through. So you just put it in your strainer and you're ready to strain your tea. And this batch will actually yield 3 quarts. So you'll be able to fill a half-gallon jar, and then you'll have a little bit left. You can fill a smaller bottle or just drink a glass right away. You will want to keep a cup of your fermented tea for your next batch, and you'll just put the cup of fermented tea back in your fermenting jar with your culture, and you're ready to start another batch. So this is the half-gallon size, and I also have 12-ounce size. I've got the peach, raspberry, ginger, and original. We do plan on expanding and being in other cities in Tennessee, as well as Nashville and Murfreesboro. All the labels are hand applied, and each lid is put on by hand and safety sealed, and my husband helps me with the labels, so it really is a family business. My 5-year-old daughter, when she was about 2, I would put kombucha in her sippy cup, and she couldn't say kombucha, and so she would just say booch. And so my husband and I just started saying booch, and the name stuck. And then one day I took her sippy cup away from her thinking she was done, and she said, "My booch." And I thought, I'm going to get that website. So it's mybooch.com. My daughter may take over the business one day.
Living a healthy lifestyle is not just about eating the right foods, but also maintaining good fitness. The Live Green 5K in Cookeville is an effort to promote green living to runners, joggers, and the whole family. WCTE shows us how events like 5Ks can promote healthy living in all aspects of a person's life.
Runner set!
Basically, living green, health-wise, it is an overall health, both what you're putting in your body, eating well, and also recycling what we eat. If you use containers and products that can be recycled, to obviously put them in a place that's good for our future generations. We all started talking, if you've been in a 5K race before or any type of running race, you get a race packet and they're usually plastic, and we didn't want to go that route. We did a recyclable bag, and then also with the water bottles, we did, of course, recyclable plastic, and we made sure R Cubed Recycling was here so they could take the bins of recyclable bottles and anything else we had with them back to their recycling facility to make sure they were recycled. So nothing here other than the banana peels and the orange peels. It's all going to go to recyclable waste. And so it's just overall health of running, staying fit, getting your family involved. That's why we wanted to make it a family run. So overall, we're just excited about living green from start to finish in your life. When you wake up in the morning, with your health regime, and also with what you're putting in your body and our waste, and hopefully putting it in the proper place so there's no more waste for our future generations.
I like being outside. It just helps me clear my head and take a little moment for myself with my 3 kids, and so trying to get them to get more active and stay healthy.
Actually, I started running because I was chasing my wife. She started getting healthy and running and all of that, and And you know, I decided that it was time for me to do it too, and actually I found that I enjoy it. So she's my motivation to do it. She was running, she's living a healthier lifestyle than, you know, I have, and so I'm just trying to, as you get older, you know, you want to, and plus we have 3 young children, and you have children while you're young for a reason, and you got to keep up with them. So, and it's a good role model for them also.
I wanted to get healthier. I didn't want to be a couch potato, which I felt like I was getting to be. So I wanted to make sure that I stayed healthy, and as I aged, I wanted to make sure that I stay young by getting healthy and being active. Well, obviously it's important for heart health, for lung health, for your overall musculoskeletal health, in order to keep your bones strong throughout your life. Running and good eating is all important.
Living Green, basically our race here, we did have the farmers market on the race route as our first stop. So hopefully all our racers will go to the farmers market afterwards and pretty much go spend their money there at local agriculture, supporting that, and Living Green, eating healthy and living a healthy life as far as running. That's why the race and running and healthy just totally coincides with the Living Green.
I follow a gluten-free, sugar-free, dairy-free diet about 90% of the time. And I find that helps me feel better.
Fresh fruits and vegetables, particularly if you can get something that you know where it came from, is very important for your good health. If organic is even better.
Hopefully they had a good night's sleep, and also that they stretched. Some runners say stretching they don't need to do, but I like it in this nice hot weather. Make sure your muscles are nice and warmed up. They stretch, and of course hydrated, because it is so hot out. Even at 7:30 in the morning, make sure you have a good couple glasses of water in you. Even if you drank some coffee, double that with another thing of water, and then come out and just run your best race. And of course stay hydrated during the race, which we had 2 mile marker, at mile marker 1 and 2 we had water stations so they could stay hydrated, and at the finish line of course we had an ambulance on hand too in case anything happened.
Get off the couch, get out there, you know. It's beautiful outside, you know, to run. We run at the treadmill at the Y, but actually here lately we started running outside, and it's a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah. And I haven't been running that long, but every time I do a 5K, it's a sense of accomplishment. I feel like I've really done something that's good for me.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Live Green Tennessee, where we take you all across the state into the farms and businesses of those who are making the move to eating fresh, living sustainably, and helping us all be more organic in our thinking and the way we live our lives as Tennesseans. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Live Green Tennessee.
If you would like more information about Live Green Tennessee, please visit our website at livegreentv.org, where you can find everything from healthy recipes to past episodes and more. This program is brought to you in part by
Behind every Pick Tennessee Products logo is a Tennessee farmer who brings you fresh, local food grown with the kind of pride that gets handed down through generations. From now through fall, you can find Tennessee fruits and vegetables on farms and at farmers markets near you. Find your Tennessee farmers at picktnproducts.org.
What makes our state unique? Find out on the new Tennessee Channel, a statewide initiative by your public television stations. Each program is created in Tennessee, about Tennessee, and broadcast in Tennessee.
The Tennessee Channel, Saturdays 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern and Sundays 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on your public television station.
Funding for this program is provided in part by the United States Department of Agriculture, providing leadership on food, agriculture, natural resources, and related issues based on sound public policy and efficient management.